Hey my lovelies, so I've been meaning to do a follow-up video for some time. First of all, I just want to say thank you to everyone who had kind and encouraging and just just loving words to say on my previous video when I went back to London Bridge, the Fishmongers Hall. Um, it was very difficult for me to return there following the 2019 London Bridge terror attack that claimed two people and injured many more physically and mentally. So it was a lot. And I just want to say thank you for that. And it's funny how that came about. It was basically triggered by my miscarriage last year. And it all came up to the surface following that particular traumatic experience. And it's kind of led me down a real rabbit hole of healing, needing to kind of go into hermit mode and just kind of go into hiding for a bit. Try to manage my emotions. Some of the time, just allow my emotions to be what they are. But yeah, I just want to say thank you so much because I recognize the amount of love that I received on my different platforms was just really lovely. And it was just sort of like a shock, like, no, why are you crying? What's happening? You know, it's like, I don't know what this is about, but, you know, because it was done in two parts. So some people just kind of listened to the intro of me saying that I'm going to be doing this pilgrimage. And for some people, they just saw the video of me getting to the building and the floods of tears and hyperventilating that was going on. So I can only imagine it must have looked a little bit mad for someone who is generally jovial, full of beans. I'm like, you know, that oracle reader who, you know, is jovial, fun, loving, just likes to kind of have a good old laugh. You know, my patrons will let you know that we always have a giggle, no matter what it is that we are looking at. You know, whether we are digging into a book that is really delving into some real harsh and quite in-depth subjects and themes, that there's always a light-hearted element to it. And they've been instrumental in just supporting me through this time. So big up my patrons, my members on there. They've just been wonderful, my friends and my family in tow. So I just want to say thanks on that. So following going to back to London Bridge after, because I hadn't been back since 2019, the day I left without my coat and with my client, we left and I'd never returned back to that area. I was like, yeah, nah. So kind of like speaking to my therapist about it, I was doing CBT, the cognitive behavioral therapy, and there was so much that came up from that, doing that particular treatment and speaking to the lady and understanding myself and recognizing my patterns and really looking at how much my body has stored so much of these traumatic events. It kind of led me to do my own stuff, like from the tools that I'd learned. And it kind of, the next thing that I was led to do, because obviously I'm a reader, so I get my downloads from my spirit team. You know, my ancestors are very wonderful and they're clear and they can be extremely brutal. And one of the things that was said to me to do was to go and do a timeline. And I was sitting there like, do a timeline? Yes, 0 to 5, 5 to 10, 10 to 15, 15 to 20, and so on. And I want you to note down all the things that you can remember that were hurtful, traumatic, that you witnessed, that you went through yourself. Now, that particular rabbit hole was no joke. I can't even deny it was no joke. It took everything for for me to journal every day, to having to do meditation, to be intentional about dancing, shaking out the energy, singing, going outside in nature, because there were times where my mind would just not allow me to dig that deep because some of the stuff that I was uncovering was very painful. I even done a hypnosis in order to remember more. And I've done some really beautiful and deep shamanic journeying that led me to some weird and wonderful and deep bloody places. And boy, it's been real. It's been real. But I did that all in preparation for the full moon that we just had, the full moon in Virgo, I believe. And it was so poignant because this one was about your integrity and what you believe and standing up for what you believe in. And do you really believe what you believe? Do you still believe that? And all of doing the timelines really allowed me to look at where I've got my ideas from, where I got my belief systems from, and really decided and looked at and had to scrutinize and had to really, really dig deep. Is this what I truly believe? You know, and my self-limiting thoughts, and even up to present day, the behaviors that I currently still exude. Where's that coming from? You know, this energy, like I behave in certain ways, and then I really had to kind of narrow it down to kind of some of the stuff that I'd seen and heard. And that was a key component for me to just really do some real self-examination. So while it's not been no joke, it really looked at what I was exposed to across my childhood. You know, I'm also at this space where I'm just kind of looking into things that are just helpful, kind of getting into my body, you know, understanding that the body keeps a score. I can't currently listen to that at the moment because it's coming across a chapter that's quite deep, and I have to take breaks from that particular book because I recognize some of the stuff in there and it's quite triggering. So I know that I've got a ways to go, but in saying that, I feel hugely lighter than I did previously. And I am intrigued and I'm looking forward to feeling so much more lighter. And the further I go into this self-love and self-care and self-development and exploration and recovery, my intuition and the things that I am receiving is so much more deeper and so much more in depth. And that could be a bit good thing or a bad thing. But I've been doing some somatic healing. So really getting into the body, working with the bones and the muscles and all the things that's holding on to tension. And it's been really wonderful doing the dream journeys, you know, the somatic work, being really, really in the body, as I learned to disassociate from my body a very, very long time ago. So to come back into my body, start to show my body some kindness and start to show myself some care. At the other end, I'm doing all right. I just wanted to do an update because obviously it was like, all of a sudden you don't see Charlene for how long, and then all of a sudden you just get some video about Empress Vibrant has posted, and then you just see me talking about, yeah, I'm gonna go do this pilgrimage and and then you see Bear Barlin, then you don't see me again for how long, and then I'm just posting up bear readings because that's what I've been led to do. So I'm just letting you know what's been going on in the background just to give you some context. I'm okay. Life be life and people be peopling, but I am well, and I give thanks for everything that I am learning, my friends and my family, my wonderful partner, my children, for helping me and propelling me forward. So big up yourselves, keep looking out for me, keep praying and putting out positive energy towards me as I push out to the world each and every day. Check out the links in my bio, my descriptions, and come and get your personal readings as well. Yeah, things are going in, innit? Things are going in. More things are going to be happening. I've got more things coming up. But everything has to be done all in the right time, in divine time, and in divine rhythm. And me not rush nothing, you know. Cause boy, this thing ain't no joke. But all is well. Again, thank you so much and much love. Blessings.